Okay, we're live. I was just going to tell you, Mallory, that this came in and Eric suggested that I give it to Judd. So I'll need you to, if you don't mind, come in with me. I'll make a copy for me and then I'll have you take that for me.
Okay.
Okay, I've got 5 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and ask the clerk to do a roll call, please.
Mr. Gaylor?
Present.
Mr. Smart?
Present.
Acting Mayor Grant?
Present.
Attorney Redlin?
Present.
Okay. Mr. Grant?
Do we have an approval of the minutes from the previous meeting? It looks like we have a copy of those here.
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
And I will second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And then I'll need to get
Passed.
your signature on those. On the second page. Please. You have to keep these two in line because they don't always sign what they're supposed to sign either. So,
Do we have any citizens petitions? Anybody need to bring up anything? Okay. HWC, bids for the soil stabilization and grading for the downtown market. Eric?
Yeah, thank you. We received bids on November the 9th for project we're calling the Market Area Soil Stabilization and Rough Grading Project. Essentially, the site where the future market is going to go, there had been some demolition there. When they did some soil borings that was needed for the design of the market, there were some pockets of soil that was unsuitable. It was clayey and unsuitable to put structural fill to put buildings on. So this project was developed to remove that unsuitable soil, compact it, and also there's some foundation walls that abut Mill and Perry, and then rough grade the site so that it's prepared for the Market Street construction, which I understand is going to bid sometime early in the year. So we received bids, and we got 3 bids, and they range from a bid of $248,000 from R&W Contracting to a high of $464,000. Our estimate was $339,000, so the low bid was below our estimate. And how we developed the quantities for this, we assumed that most all of the areas where the boring showed unsuitable soil, the whole volume in that quadrant of the site would be taken out, new granular material brought in and compacted. We've also told the contractor that he has to pay for a geotechnical consultant to be on site so that when they excavate in these areas, if there is soil that is suitable, it can remain and just be compacted. That would reduce the amount that they have to import and bring in off site. So what I'm getting at is that $248,000 should be worst case, and hopefully we can bring that down depending on how much soil on site is suitable. So as far as payment of this, I talked to Mayor Roderick about this because this was not in the numbers that Baker Tilly did in analyzing how the city was going to fund all of the work downtown. This is something that came up along the road. So they've done some analysis and have determined where the money could come from. It would likely need a reappropriation, but it's all going to be in 2024 because they won't submit anything. Even if we sign or approve contracts tonight, they won't get working and they won't submit a first pay request until probably mid to late January at the earliest. So we think we have time to work all that out. So what I would propose tonight, since we need to get this done before the market work and then before all the streetscape work occurs, is to approve an award to R&W Contract and then authorize Mr. Grant or Mayor Roderick. I don't know who could sign for this officially yet, but authorize one of them to sign the notice of award in the contract and then
Was there any money left over? Because I know we had a $500,000 grant and the tear downs were to 85, 290.
Oh, on the demolition?
Yeah.
No,
was
that's
it-
all been
That's
used
all
up.
been used. Okay. That's
With,
been expended.
we had them do some extra grading, but then they also found some underground storage tanks that
Okay.
took a lot of the extra money away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
Otherwise, we would have used it for
Yes,
this.
that'd been nice, man.
Yeah, so, here's our, and I think I emailed the bid review letter up previously. And then I have 3 copies of a notice of award, 3 copies of the agreement, and then 3 copies of the notice to proceed. Now, we don't want to date the notice to proceed because we need to get the contractor's bonds and insurance.
Right.
So, and then these are the original bids. You can just keep
Okay.
for your
I
records.
will. And I did hear back from Baker Tilly today, and they presented 2 scenarios for payment. The option 1 was the one they recommend, and it was basically liquidating riverboat funds and then taking the remainder out of CCD and preserving general for any other things. So he does have a path forward on that and did make recommendations, and I just received that late this afternoon.
Okay, good.
So, I mean, we're all,
Okay.
I mean, it's
I was showing
good.
you my time.
Okay,
It's good.
Does R&W, they got a pretty good track record?
Yeah, we do some work up in Lafayette, and we talked to the city engineer's office up there, and they just did work on a pretty big project for them, and they said they were happy with them.
Okay.
We've not worked with them personally, but we trust their opinion. They said they did good work.
I mean, I like the 248. What do you
Yeah.
think, Mayor? Chris, you on board with
Yeah,
248?
yeah.
I'll make a motion. We approve the R&W contracting bid for $248,000.
We have a motion to approve RMW for $248,000. We have a second.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And then, Joanne, if you just want to scan copies of those to me, I'll get them distributed, ask for them to submit their bonds and insurance, and then we can get them started. So,
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's okay, I can give updates on a couple other things if that's okay at this time. Okay. The city was awarded its community crossings grant from NDOT for the downtown work. So we're getting that project ready to bid, and we're looking at accepting bids at your first Board of Works meeting in February of next year. We're getting all the documents ready. It's all going to be bid in one project, and I gave Eric a set of plans to look at his leisure. It includes all the work, the parking lot, the streetscape work. Not all of that is community crossings eligible, but we've got it separated in our bid schedule, and that's all that matters. So it's a lot easier if we have it all together. That way one contractor can be responsible for all of it. So,
Could we get maybe a map of that, kind of showing what all we're doing? I don't think.
yeah, we've got a rendering I can email to
Okay.
y'all.
Yeah. that'd be
Yeah.
great.
I'll send that up to Joanne, and
Thank you.
she can distribute. So that's where that one stands. On the water project, I know we've talked about the storage tank up on the east side. We're looking at getting that drained and inspecting it either the week before Christmas, or if we don't get all our ducks in a row so that we're prepared to do that, it may happen right after the first year. But we're working with Eric. We got the controls modifications for the pumps up there to allow us to get the tank drained. The distribution portion of the project is pretty well done. We had a pre-final inspection, and all that appears to be done. The work on the wells is proceeding well, so the tank is kind of the one open item. We'll see, get it inspected, and we'll have set up for some vendors that have rehabilitation material that can inspect it with us, and then we'll come back with a recommendation as to whether rehabilitation is advisable or if we need to look at another option. If we look at another option, what we'll do is put it back in service while we go through all the process of getting another option permitted. So, other than that, you don't have any timeframes for funding on that one that we need to hit. So we can kind of take our time as we need to because regardless, we might have to work with Baker Tilly and see about funding on depending on what the extra costs are on that. So.
Okay. I do have a quick question. It's for Mallory, and it has to do with the community crossing grant. I heard from NDOT today, and they had sent a DocuSign document for the contract that needed signed. I'm not the signer on it. The mayor is. And this is a Mallory question, but they had indicated that if Larry Grant is acting mayor or interim mayor, that he could sign it, but something needed to be documented in our minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then something needed to be sent to them indicating that, he is able to sign. Do you know, is there a process or something that needs to be done at a
No, I
meeting?
think it's just reflected in the minutes, and a copy of the minutes is what's sent over, because that's the official
Well,
record of,
Right,
the
but they
governing
won't,
board.
the minutes won't be approved until the next Board of Works.
that's true.
But I mean, does anything need to be said, or is it just the fact that Larry is here acting in that capacity that
I mean,
makes him the interim mayor? I mean, I'm not
have you
sure.
been sworn in as an interim mayor?
Well, the president of the council is the interim mayor if the mayor is incapacitated, and I'm the
Okay.
president of the council. So by statute,
Yeah.
Right,
I am.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything that's
Okay.
specific, there's no
Okay.
document or anything like that.
okay. So if I just put by statute, he was recognized at this Board of Works as the interim mayor.
And then given authority at this Board of Works.
Giving
meeting.
it right in order to be able to sign the documents. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah,
I would
Okay.
think that would fly.
Okay, well then I'll go ahead and put something together on letterhead tomorrow and send it, and then
Okay.
I'll need to get from you after the meeting what email address to submit that to, so that you
The
can.
thing is that, I mean, what else are they gonna ask for? The thing is, me creating a document saying you have these
Right.
authorities.
I think it just needed to be recognized
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
agreed upon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
I
said,
would-
it's,
I would think NDOT will accept.
that's
Okay.
state statute.
Right,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I think we should be fine.
okay, all right.
Is that for the new award
Mhm.
or for, okay,
For the brand new one, yeah.
Okay.
I just received it this afternoon.
Did you have to have it signed by a certain date?
I asked that, and she
Or
said,
if it would wait till the next,
well, she said within a couple weeks, but I
Oh.
think they want it
sooner rather than
sooner
later?
rather than
Gotcha.
later, yes, that's the impression I got.
if there's any questions on the timing on that, Katie could answer.
I talked to her today too. And I
She
already,
would, she would know.
I already spoke with her and I sent her the draft copy that had the attachment A that she needed for all of her information. She's actually the one that suggested that we get permission for Larry to be able to sign and get it done sooner rather than later.
She's on top of that.
Yeah, she was great. She was real good.
So I want to take a vote to give him the authority to sign,
I-
just so that it's,
Sure.
so you make a motion.
I'll make a motion, we give Larry the authority to sign the.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Okay,
Eric, did you have anything else?
No, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go ahead and move forward to department heads. Mr. Swank,
I do not have anything.
okay, we'll go ahead and suspend the meeting and have property hearings at this time. Turn the meeting over to Mallory Redland.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start with the property at 210 West Street. Eric, have you had a chance to review the property before today's hearing
Yes.
and the current status of it?
Still kind of a work in progress. Not the owner's fault, but today when I went there, there was a window that I'm going to assume somebody mischievous has broken, along with removing one of the foundation vents.
Lovely.
So I acknowledge that with him.
Austin, do you have any timeline on the rest of the
Everything.
punch list items?
Right, everything on the unsafe building order list on the house has been completed. I'm in the process. I have already purchased the siding to put onto the new back porch that I've already built. And it's 100% structurally safe, has a locking door on there now. And, but yeah, Eric told me that someone has busted out a window on the north side of the house and like the crawl space for the basement. So I'm guessing some crackhead or somebody has tried to get into the house. But, you know, I got new water heaters, new blinds, new furnace. I've got a bunch in this house. So we're going to be getting that secured up tomorrow because I definitely don't want my stuff stolen.
Mr. Swank, did he do everything on what we asked him to do?
Yes, the initial, reasoning for it to be unsafe, unsafe order, yes, that work has been completed.
Are you comfortable at this time to release the unsafe building order as it's associated with this property?
Yes, everything left is essentially just aesthetics.
So board, you have to consider if you want to release the unsafe building order.
I'll make a motion. We release it.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate your hard work.
Thanks, Austin.
Time consuming.
I know it is.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I want to have a nice place, and I don't. I have a tow truck business, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to when I moved here. So now I'm getting into real estate. Now I have a few properties that I'm working on getting to be rental houses. So, but I want everything to be 100%, not 75 or 80, because I don't want to have to fix it twice.
Right.
Just
Good
an
job.
FYI, while you're sitting there and talking about rental houses have to be registered with the city now per our new ordinance. So
Okay.
make sure you do that before you rent out a house.
I did not know that, but I'm quite a ways away from renting
Yeah,
anything out.
Just, that's something fairly new, and we're
Okay.
trying to get it out to everybody, but
Who would I register that with?
the city clerk's office.
Okay.
Eric Swank is who it says who the ordinance says.
Oh.
Hey, email me that, because
It's like
I didn't even realize that.
More hats.
We've got the forms for you though.
It's been 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
We just hadn't got it to a point where.
Yay.
The microphone is sensitive, Eric, just FYI.
Okay, so then now we're moving on to the 106 North 6th Street property. Eric, have you had a chance to review that property since
I did
the last one?
today.
You did not today? Have you heard from the property owner or the lady, Miss Dunnock, who had been buying it?
I have not. There was some activity there the other day.
Wanted to,
Yeah,
the little shed
it's
next
one
to
over
the
at
house.
Kirko's old house.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I did not pay attention to see if the garage has been removed.
The garage is pretty much almost all the way gone.
On its own.
They're making, the roof's gone and the
As
sides.
far as somebody removing it or as far as it's caved in?
No, I saw somebody working on it. I didn't see it tonight, but I saw a couple days ago, there was a gentleman hauling stuff away from it, so
You want to push that back a month?
you could set it back till.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised she's not here.
She received
Usually right
notice.
on it.
Yeah, say before the last time we had this property for a meeting was in October, and she wasn't able to make the October meeting, but had been in touch with you before that meeting, apologizing profusely from what I recall, and had a contract with TNT to remove, I think, the building, so that's why it was set out 2 months. Or the garage that's why it was set out 2 months to see what the status was of that. So it sounds like something is moving.
Yeah, there was a truck or something in front of that house. This was last week when I drove by, so I would say we reschedule that one for,
Yeah.
January?
Yeah, I make a motion, the first meeting in January, give Mr. Swank some time to look a little closer at the property, and we can make an evaluation at that point.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right?
The meeting in January is January 2nd,
Okay.
just so everybody's clear,
Wow.
right? And then the final property on our list is the 424 East Main Street. That is the one that's owned by Blackbird House LLC. Have you had an opportunity to?
Yes,
Look at
there's
that
a lot
one.
of activity daily happening up there.
Yeah, they're going
Yeah,
after.
I think it'll be a pretty nice product when finished.
Okay.
Um,
Are they getting close to completion? I mean, I know that the property needed a lot of work from how long it's been on our list, but
Yes, there's 2 women from Purdue that own it. And their intention is either to sell it or to rent it. And they've made a massive amount of progress in a short amount of time. because there was also a lot of excavating that was involved in it with water and sewer. If I were to put a timeline on it, I would think within 2 months, they'll probably be finished.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So you want to set it up maybe for March, or do you want February?
yeah. I would say let's probably do March. Just give them ample time, and in the meantime, I'll reach out to Cody Akers, which is the one that is doing all the contractor work, and see if he has a better timeline of completion date.
Okay, I'll make a motion. We push that back till March to give them ample time to finish the project.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that meeting would be March 5th.
Yep.
So 2024.
Okay.
And that's all the property hearings we had for today.
Okay, thank you, Mallory. That's all the property hearings, so we'll go ahead and close the hearings. And next on the agenda is Chief Little and Chief Miller, so neither one of those are here. But looking at like an update from them. Do we have any unfinished business we need to discuss? New business, utility credits.
Eric, everything look all right on that?
That's right.
I'll make a motion. We approve utility credits.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I don't think we need stuff on that.
Disconnects.
I'll make a motion, we approve disconnects.
And I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nothing needs signed on that.
We're just flying through here then. Payroll.
I'll make a motion. We approve payroll.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Everybody's signature on that.
Okay.
He received a high water bill. We're gonna have the city guys went out and check the meter today, but I don't know the
We'll
outcome.
recognize them.
Okay, all right.
Claims.
Has everybody had a chance to look at claims?
Yes, I'll make a motion, we approve claims.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve claims. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Next up is miscellaneous business, but we'll go back to citizens petitions. I see Mr. Ansel came in. Do you have anything, sir?
Yes, sir. I got a very large water bill. I've never, ever gone over the minimum in 15 years. The meter was checked today.
To my knowledge, it was. I don't know what the outcome was. Did you have an opportunity to speak with them when they were there?
I spoke with him. He said that I've only used 1,000 gallon, I believe, since the meter reading on the 20th.
Okay.
I don't use it. There's got to be something wrong with the meter.
Could you have had a toilet running or something during
I
that
put the Kool-Aid
period
in
of
the
time?
tank. I checked that. Now, last February, when I did have a leaky valve, I caught it in time, and my bill did not go above the minimum. Let me make sure. But I'm pretty sure that my water bill did not go above the minimum in February or March. No. 17 and 15 units in when I did have a CP valve. That's February, March.
Eric, what do you know about it? Do you know anything about this situation?
What we should do is probably for 3 to 4 consecutive days, go up there and get a daily read on it, make sure the meter is registering properly, and then take it from there. We get this a lot, and I can't ever say that we don't have any bad meters, but most generally, what we end up finding is, either somebody had turned on outside spigot that they weren't aware of, multitude of things. It's amazing how much water a person will run if the fill valve sticks, or if the flapper in the toilet.
11,400 gallon.
You would be very surprised.
That's what my last bill is, 11,400.
When they did the shut off test, did it go dead? I mean, there wasn't any leaks anywhere they could detect, right, when they did the shut off test.
Did they come into your house? I don't know.
No,
I wasn't down
they
there.
did not come
so it's
in.
all fine.
I caught him after he'd already closed it back up.
Okay.
He said the meter was not turning.
If the meter wasn't spinning, you wouldn't have had a
No
water
leak
source
from the
running.
meter into the house.
Joanne is usually pretty current on payment.
Yeah, and I believe you wanted to request an extension on paying that, is that correct?
Well, I'd like to.
I mean, we
find
need to
out
investigate.
The basis of an 11,400 gallon bill first.
He's always been current.
Well, our next meeting is on the 19th,
When is that bill due?
the 20th. And if Eric can have the guys, we can do work
Okay.
orders and make sure that they check it for the rest of the week
Yeah.
and see if they can figure out what's going on,
Yeah.
if it's a meter
We'll do that.
issue or something else.
Let's do that, and if we see that, if you guys agree, if we see that, maybe it's just one of those freak things, and it could have possibly been meter or whatever, then I think we, try to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's obviously never been here before, and he's been current on his payments, so we'll address that. Eric, you can come back to us with what your findings are.
Yeah, if anything looks a little haywire, I can have our rep from EJP, he can plug and play onto that meter and it'll give you daily data. So it'll show you if, there was something that was causing a leak or continuous running. It'll basically give you day by day data.
Does that sound okay to you, sir?
Yeah, need a verification.
Yeah.
Ask it. But if I do have to pay this, I do need a grace period of more than $233.57 at one time.
And there may be depending on what issue they find, there might be a potential for a sewer credit, meaning that you wouldn't have to pay the full bill if the water wasn't going into the sewer system or whatever. So we'll look at that too, once they identify possibly what the problem is. And Eric approves all that.
Everybody in agreement with that? Okay.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
That's what we'll do.
But I got history, 15 years
Yeah,
minimum and lower
yeah.
usage. It's not gonna come up in 1 month.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other miscellaneous business? Our next meeting is set for Tuesday, December 19th at 5 PM. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
And I'll second
A
that.
motion is second, all in favor?
Aye. Good job, you know that, good day.
I've run a few councils.
Yeah.